Hi, I'm Patrick Sean Cooper, and I am the founder of Space911. And I'm going to go through a little mini demo with you today about the product. The customer and the market that it's serving is sports tech. Specifically, we're serving teams, professional sports teams, and collegiate sports teams. We've built software for their fan engagement departments, and usually the person that we're targeting within the fan engagement is the person directly responsible for fan engagement at these professional sports organizations, or the marketing agency of record. A lot of major sports teams have a marketing agency of record, and they're responsible for experiential marketing, things like that, to do with their brand. A lot of sports franchises are not the best in-house at marketing their brand, so they outsource it to third party, which is the marketing agency of record for that specific brand. And so here we go. When a person first logs into the application, so it serves two sides. It serves the person responsible for fan engagement, but also serves the consumers of that specific brand. So, for example, on the screen, you're looking at a San Francisco 49ers, what it would look like inside their own application. Up here to the left is the main menu, where this arrow is. Then at the bottom here, these are spaces that fans would actually create for other fans. And it's all user-generated content. So it takes off the onus of just the specific brand having to come up with new ideas for fans every week, week in, week out. It allows the fans to participate and create their own specific spaces for other fans to join. So these might be things like a tailgate party before the game, or it might be something like going out to eat at a restaurant after the game, a pub crawl, going to the pub, things like that. Alternatively, it could be more specific to fans that are interested in other things other than that specific brand. So it might be someone that is a fan of the San Francisco 49ers, for example, but that person is also interested in having poker nights. So they're able to create an activity for another fan of that brand, and they're allowed to say something like, I want to host an event for a poker night. And fans of that brand are able to sign up for that poker night. We give the fan power to charge a fee for hosting an event that actively engages with other fans. And we allow the brand to earn a fee from those events. So it's entirely up to the user, the host, to decide whether they want to host a free event or they want to host a paid event. An example of a free event might be the game's coming up on Sunday night, and the fan wants to have 10 people over at their house, and they're going to provide maybe have a barbecue, provide on the big screen, and they're going to allow fans to be able to join the space so they can have a watch party. Alternatively, it might be something like the fan is interested in the football game, and then after that, they're going to be watching UFC, and then fans can sign up to go watch the UFC at their home, or if the fan has created a space at a restaurant or someplace else, they can join that person. So maybe they reserve the table at a restaurant for 10 people, and now they're looking for people to sign up that are interested not only in the football franchise, but interested in watching the UFC fight as well. So I'm just going to scroll down to show you and display certain types of spaces that people might create. And I'm going to go ahead and click on one of the spaces so you can see what the listing would look like that a person might create. So I'm going to go down to sports activity spaces. I'm going to click on that. And this is an example of a space that someone might create. They might create an activity, so let's say that they want to host a pickup game, and they will allow people to join. So in this specific pickup game, there is 30 seats here. It says remaining seats, so it offers 30 people to sign up, and they are going to be hosting a soccer event. It says a two-sided field game for 11 people and 4 subs each. So there's a little description of what the event list consists of. It has the dates of the event, the times of the event. It tells you what type of listing it is. So a fan is able to create a listing that allows it to be public or private event. And the examples of that is they can choose anyone can join the space, which means that it would be a public event. They can choose only users with, let's say, a private code. So they could send it out to their friends and host a personal game, and anyone with the code can join. Or they might select something like only verified users. And only verified users on our space allows a user to create an event, and it allows that person to only allow people that are verified users of that specific brand to participate in that event. As we look at the screen here, you can see at the bottom here it says select and manage. Select would be for anybody that actually wants to sign up. You can see that there is a price for this game. This person is charging $5 for the game. And the brand would make a percentage of that, each of those transactions. Manage down here is for the person that is in charge of fan engagement for that specific brand. They are able to manage any listing that is posted within their activity space inside their app. So they're able to look to see what the fan has created for other fans to do. And they're able to delete the listing completely, or they're able to turn off the listing. They can communicate directly with the host of that event and tell them we're taking it down because of XYZ. Maybe it's something that they don't want to have on the platform, or something that that they just need to alter, right? It could be just one tiny word, things like that. So long story short, we give the fan engagement specialist superpowers to be able to take down or leave up any of the events. Now, when a fan submits a listing for approval on the app, as part of the fee that the brand is paying, we will monitor those listings that get created. The brand itself also has a chance to manage the listing as well, and we do that by through, as soon as a user posts an activity, we vet it before we approve it. And if something slips through the crack and the brand happens to notice it, then the brand can go in there and, like I said, delete the listing completely, tell the host to change something, or just remove it off the site temporarily until the host changes it. So I'm going to press the back button here, and it's going to take us to the main menu. And at the top here, you can see a list of sports franchises. And so a fan, once they join the app, think of it as an aggregated platform of sports fans. There's not really an aggregated space for sports fans to join. And what I mean by that is when you look at the NFL or the NBA or the NHL or FIFA, every single brand pretty much has their own specific application that a fan would have to join or download, right? But it's all separated. But as a fan, that can be quite annoying, right? So this is a pain point for a fan, is because, yes, I could like the San Francisco 49ers as an example, right? But I might also like a soccer team, let's say Real Madrid, or I might like a baseball team like the Giants, or I might like an NBA team, right, like the Celtics or something like that, right? And the nice thing about this is we allow it to be one specific platform right across sports franchises. So as teams sign up as a customer, they get added to the top here, and fans can go ahead and create spaces once they're invited to that brand. So for example, let's say you see the top here, it says the 76ers and the A's and AC Milan and the Aces fans. These would all be separate spaces for those fans, right? And as we get clients, if a user wanted to join another space, all they'd have to do is click on that space. So I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna click Astros. And what's gonna happen is it's going to open up the Astros branded, own custom branded application. And the users that are using the platform will be able to join the spaces of the Astros now. So if I like both San Francisco 49ers and I like the Astros, now as a fan, I could join another space under another brand directly from within one application. And I'm able to see what other fans have created for another brand, and I'm able to join those spaces as well. The platform is both for in-person events and for global worldwide, and we've made it that way so that if a user wants to host an online event, they can host a space and other people from across the world can join your space. And the reason why we did that was because sports franchises have fans globally, right? And not everyone can meet in person for an event. Going to go to the main menu here, and I'm going to show you guys the member space. And the member space allows members to see other members who have joined that brand space, right? And they're able to interact with those members as well. So if you are if you are in charge of fan engagement and you want fans to connect with other fans, this is where they would go. They're able to gift other fans. They're able to sell merchandise to other fans, and they're also able to chat one-on-one and in group chat situations. So for example here, I'm just going to scroll down and I'm going to click on the sell button, and the sell button would allow me to create an invoice that can get sent out to other fans, and I'm able to sell a product. So let's say that I have a jersey that I want to sell. I would fill out this form and click send invoice, and I can send an invoice directly to another user on the platform, or I can send it to a classified section on our application where fans can actively view what's for sale. And like I said, the brands are able to make money directly off of those transactions. So that's basically what makes us essentially different. Is a lot of fan engagement apps prior to us, they're dealing with things like trivia, polls. Some have like watch viewing parties, things like that. But it's all, the onus is mostly on the brand to create these for their followers and their fans, right? So they create the trivia poll and the fans answer that poll. We're giving fans the power to create spaces for other fans to join, right? And we're allowing the brand to take a cut of any transaction of these spaces. It's really powerful stuff. I'm going to go to buy services here. I'm just going to click on another space here. So I'm just going to click on the Acers as an example. And once it loads the space here, I'm going to show you another feature. So again, it's custom branded for the Acers here. Down here we have the group chat feature. where it allows fans to jump into spaces, to have group chats with other fans, other members as well. Just wait while it loads here. And they'll be able to contact each other and communicate. I'm going to go to the main menu up here, and I'm going to scroll down, and I'm going to go to My Business. And My Business is where the person that's in charge of fan engagement would go to manage the business. So I'm just going to jump in here. I'm going to find Acers, and so I'm just going to go manage. We allow the person to manage directly either from PC, or they can manage it directly from the mobile apps that we've created. And the apps themselves, we created APIs that allow the brands to incorporate everything that you've seen on the screen so far into their own application, right? And that's just through a few lines of code. It's just copy and paste, and a brand can get running up in as little as 15 minutes through the code that we've created. We made it nice and simple for them. So if the person is in charge of fan engagement for the sports franchise, they're able to set this up in as little as 15 minutes. But we allow them to manage their users, manage their listings, manage other administrators that they might have using the platform, or change their themes, things like that. So this is how they would change their theme. They can change their button colors, their theme backgrounds, their buttons, their text. It's all customizable. Manage listings. And this view allows the person that is in charge of fan engagement to see an overview of all their listings that fans have created under their brand for other users to join. And they're able to scroll down, and they're able to manage any of the listings that a fan would create directly from this screen. And it just gives them a worldwide view of all the listings on one screen. So instead of having to flip back and forth from listing to listing, they can just come to this screen here and manage it directly from this screen. I'm just going to click on Manage here. And so if I'm in charge of fan engagement, I can choose the Manage feature. I'm able to update the data that the host has entered in here. Maybe change the word myself if I don't want to change it. If I don't want to contact the host, I can go ahead and I can change something that might be out of context directly from that screen. I'm going to go down here now and go to verified guests. I spoke about verified guest earlier on. And what verified guest it does, it allows a user to get a badge beside their name. So think of like the Twitter blue check mark, right? And so if they go through a verification process, and it's all optional, it's not mandatory, it's optional. And if they choose to get their ID verified, they will receive a badge beside their name, whether they want to be a verified guest or a verified host. We have two separate badges for that, and it allows a user to build trust. So, for example, if I'm hosting a poker night at my house and I want to invite 10 people to join a game that I'm hosting, I might, as a host, want people that are verified users only, so that if anything happens to break or something like that, I can contact the brand, and the brand can tell me, yeah, this was Sean, and we will take care of making that connection, right? So we're able to pinpoint, and we'll allow arbitration, things like that, right? And this came from the Uber and the Airbnbs of the world, and that's how they were able to build trust on their platforms by knowing who their users were, so that other users using the product can know, like, and trust the brand. And so we do the same thing here. I'm just going to scroll down here. I'm going to go to show you guys reviews. And so we have a review section here, and it allows the user to either review a host, or the host can review a guest. And it shows up inside the reviews. And so it'd be things like, was the description accurate, right, for the host and of the event? I can leave a good review. I can say something like, this host was awesome, so that if they host any future events, they can build know, like, and trust as well through reviews. It's going to go back here to buy services. It's going to scroll across here. And I'm just going to jump into Barcelona here. So if Barcelona is a customer of ours, fans will be able to jump into their spaces and connect with other fans via the application. So once it loads up here, I'm going to show you another feature. And so this is an example of Barcelona space here. And what's typical of mostly football franchises, that they invented the tailgate, right? And a lot of brands have never done tailgates, right? So that's also new as well. And we're bringing those to other leagues as well, so that they can get that experience for their fans as well. If a user wants to join a franchise, what they would do is they would go to the main menu here, and you see the image here of the brand. They're able to click on that, and they're able to request an invite from that brand. And then once the brand receives that invite, they're able to approve of them to join their space, so they can start hosting events for other fans as well, or they can actually reject. It's entirely up to the brand to decide who they want to let into their space. At the top here, you'll see it says verified, and what that verified, it has two badges beside it. A verified G, that's for verified guest, and verified H means verified host. And that's where I said that we went through the approval process to become a verified guest and a verified host. All hosts on the platform that want to actually host in a space underneath another brand, they do have to become a verified host. So anybody that's hosting a space, if they're going to have people at their house, or maybe they've made it so that they can connect at a restaurant and pull in guests for the restaurant owner, they have to become a verified host first, and they have to have that identity sent in, where we capture the information from their license or their passport or whatever, and it gets sent off to the third party that gets to make the accept or reject of that specific ID. We don't deal with that. We do that through a third party that takes care of that for us. I'm just going to jump into Wallet here. And the Wallet feature allows the guests to spend their money across all the brands, right? So a huge pain point for a fan, like I was saying, would be if you like more than one team and across multiple different leagues, right? If a league or if a team has a specific app that is for every specific team, you'd have to have an identity, a profile created for every single brand. So I'd have to have one for the 49ers. I'd have to have one for Real Madrid. I'd have to have one for the LPGA or whatever brand that has their own application. I'd have to create separate profiles, right? And that's a pain point from a fan. It's actually better to aggregate all these fans to one platform, so that the brands are able to take advantage of all the customers coming in from other brands, right? It might be the case that San Francisco 49ers as an example, could have more fans that actually like their brand just by being in an aggregated platform. A user decides that they want to see what San Francisco is about. They click on their brand at the top there, and they're able to go inside the space, maybe see the branding, maybe see what other fans have been hosting, see why and how passionate the other fans are of that specific brand, and they're able to gain new customers that way, right? Rather than having separate spaces for separate use cases, because fans come in and it goes through a leaky bucket. This way, when it's aggregated and people can cross-platform fans, it could increase the fan, the amount of fans that that brand specifically gets. So this where it says current balance here, this is how much the user has inside their wallet on the platform. Withdraw funds allows a user to, as a host, for example, if I'm hosting a space and I want to be paid out the money that I've earned through the application, I can enter the amount here. It says the payout date for the next payout date, and I can click the withdraw button, and that's how much money that we would pay the fan or the host, sorry, on their next payout date. All fans are able to add funds to their accounts directly through the application as well. So what they would do here is they would select add funds. They would add a credit card here, and they can upload, and their balance will increase, and they're able to spend that money again across the entire application. I'm going to go back up to the top here where it shows this star here and it has 5.0. We have a rating system inside the application. And you know how we have a review section? We also have a rating section. And the rating section allows the host to rate the guests. So they could do things like, was the guest courteous, or did they have manners at my event? Did they follow the house rules that I created on the listing? Did they abide by those? And they could give a guest a rating based on specific criteria that we created. So think of like Airbnb, how a host would give a guest a review, a rating based on did they follow their house rules. We employ the same thing inside our application, and that's to build fan trust and host trust. We allow guests to rate the host again, and that's to make sure that other fans that might want to purchase from them in the future, they get to see how the host behaved as well. Was their space clean? Was their listing that they said of their event accurate? And that's the way that we created it, again, to know, like, and trust. My bookings shows you the where the event is being hosted. It just shows you the details of the date of the event, stuff like that. So once you purchase an event to go to, it appears there in their My Bookings. Invoice proposal shows you any invoices that you've sent out across the entire platform, right? And it shows you whether they've been paid, whether they've been rejected, whether they're still pending. So, for example, once you click on the space here, it'll show you the status of that invoice. So this would be an example of a fan that was selling a Lakers jersey, and it shows you whether once they've sent out their invoice, if it's been paid or not. Shows you the price, shows you the taxes that were involved, shows you who sent it, who received it, dates of payments, etc. It's going to go back to buy services. It's going to go scroll to the top for one more last one. Let's do that. And I'm going to go with the LA Lakers. Sometimes these demos can take a while. Nothing ever really goes super smooth, but because I'm using a computer and a simulation to show you exactly what the app looks like, that's why it just takes a little bit longer to scroll with a mouse as opposed to if you're using your fingers to do it. So we're going to hop into the LA Lakers space here. And as you can see that it is branded towards their colors. So whoever was in charge of fan engagement creates chooses their colors, their themes, stuff like that. And once it loads, users will be able to see the spaces that other Lakers fans are hosting around the world and locally as well. We have a rules and explanations directory here, and what it does, it allows a user that is creating a host to create any explanations or rules of the type of events that they're holding, and it'll appear here. And anyone that's hosting an event will be able to use the same rules as someone else, right? So let's say that a host has created a space and they have certain specific rules. I can also come in here and choose that rule as well and upload that to my listings so that we've built a aggregated platform of rules and explanations so that it's easier for people to quickly get up and running, so they don't have to keep creating different rules every single time that they want to create a listing. So they just record it one time, they upload it, and then they're able to upload it to their listing. So here, just an example of when I clicked on a rule, it would show you a video recording of the rules of that specific
Hello
event.
And welcome to how to play the card game golf.
And users can watch in full screen, and anyone that's creating a listing can use this as well.
Golf,
We have other features as well, but this basically shows you what's expected that you can expect inside the application. This might be something that you might, as a creator, want to take a look at to host your listings for your community. This might be for anybody that's inside the fan engagement role that might be watching this as well. Anybody that's in a civic engagement role, right? So let's say that you're at a city or something like that, and you're looking for a fan engagement, civic engagement solution for your community members, you can use our application as well. So thank you for tuning into our demo. If you are interested in connecting with us, feel free to reach out. Thank you. Have a good day.